Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday morning. We've got a final video from the mobile studios in New York City. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic host of Bachelor Nation News. Johnny responds to Nick. So Nick interviews Greg Grippo and Victoria Fuller. Johnny says, not really how it all went down. And Nick says, hey, you want to share your side of the story? Come on down. And Johnny goes, not on my watch. So we're going to get into this. Do me a favor, follow me on Patreon, patreon.com/Dave Neal for all the behind-the-scenes content at DNeals on Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to start making videos exclusively for subscribers, so you don't want to miss that out. Double check right now if you're subscribed. All right. Well, you know how this story's been going on. It's kind of like cyclical, same thing, different characters. Nick tagged Johnny and said, I'll ask you questions and we can let everyone else do the math for us. Which, of course, it's like, I don't know if you're Johnny, you think it's a good idea to have Nick be the one cross-examining you. Not exactly what I think would be in his benefit. And as we know, others have felt the same way. Johnny posted this, I appreciate you speaking for me, Nick. Glad y'all got your facts straight. And then that was deleted. So Johnny did his clap back, as it were. And as we know, no stranger to fighting the narrative, Rachel Recchia also fought back. Hey, maybe Rachel Recchia and Johnny DiFilippo should try their relationship again. They could bond over their mutual dislike of Nick Viall. I mean, is that not a reason to walk down the aisle? Pilot Rachel on TikTok posted this in response to Nick accusing her of laughing as she dumped Avon. She said, all you're doing here is encouraging a space to kick me when I'm down based on assumptions. And Nick's response was, I'm sorry you're down. I definitely can relate, but part of this show is the opportunity to discuss what we see. The hope is we have a chance to learn. He said, chance to learn. Now, look, obviously, Nick's not revealing all that he knows. He knows how the show works. He was a lead. He knows they spend hours having conversations. So in this quick edited scene, we see Rachel laughing after she dumps Avon, but clearly there was a lot more to the story there. People don't just laugh because they're happy. They laugh for all sorts of reasons. You guys laughed because you were happy. Thank you, everyone who came out to my New York City shows, my Newport, Rhode Island show, the show in Cincinnati. We got to meet so many amazing supporters. I have to say, you guys are the best in the world. Shout out to everyone who came from Pennsylvania, Albany, New York. I mean, yeah, that's true. Some people drove a total of 8 hours there and back to see a show. I am not worth your time, but I appreciate it so much. I'll be posting some of those stand-up comedy shows on my Patreon at patreon.com/Dave Neal. So Blake warned Rachel about Nick. Again, we're just getting that narrative of like what's going on here. And look, Nick by all means has the right to make the content he's making. As I say, when you make that type of content, you cast a large wake. There's collateral damage. Some people just aren't going to be happy with it. Nick said, and this was to Rachel, the people want, and it's the same thing he pretty much said to Johnny. To Johnny says, hey, let me interview you. We'll see if the math adds up. With Rachel, he said, the people want you on the pod. We want to get to know the real you. It'll be great conversation and a chance to share your point of view. Blake Horseman responded to Rachel, do not go on this man's podcast. He talks trash on people, then hopes they will have to come on his podcast to address it. Don't give him the satisfaction. Well, the truth is, the best thing to do is to respond to Nick by doing Caitlin Bristow's podcast. That's kind of the best thing to do. What a burn. Anyway, so Johnny responded to this yesterday with some music. Let's see if we can play the music in the background. Like most contestants that aren't allowed to talk, speak through song lyrics like it's 1999 and we're looking for a good Green Day song lyric for our AOL Instant Messenger. That's for my people born in the 80s. Okay, so other interesting news is we have former boyfriend of Victoria Fuller, Chris Soules, liking Nick's post about Victoria. So if there was any sort of bad blood between Chris Soules and Victoria Fuller, I don't know it. I don't know it exists. And, it's very telling how someone is based on how they break up with someone. And apparently they have a mutual respect for each other. So we already shared that clip. Let's go to our next one. Johnny is with Eric Schwer at the Jingle Ball iHeartRadio Festival, which is a real who's who of who's who. Who's that? Who's that over there? Anyway, there they are. Eric's getting his leg day on by carrying Johnny. I'll tell you what, that's a bunch of dimples right there. Johnny's got the sort of high quarter length sock with some sort of button on it and a nice dress shoe with what appears to be a nice Zara turquoise felt jacket. Very nice style by the bros there. Are they wearing different outfits? And no, he's wearing the same thing. And then Eric Schwar, recently single. A lot of single people. And then another. Oh, okay. So we have Rachel Recchia at the iHeartRadio Festival walking the same red carpet. Hold on. Oh, wrong one here. Well, I got to get the buttons. They're kind of far away. Wrong button here. Last button. Ladies and gentlemen, Rachel Recchia walks the red carpet after Eric Schwar and other former boyfriend Johnny DiFilippo. Is there a chance of reconnecting? By the way, I love this dress. Oh, I thought that was a zipper going up there. Looks like, is that a zipper going up the dress? Either way, very nice, sort of a hot orange casting world. Very nice. See who we got here. Okay, very good, very good. Kaylin's there, looking very nice, and maybe sort of some sort of pleather or leather dress. I mean, hey, you get kind of sweaty in there, but yeah, very nice. Dean shows up with his, formal puff jacket, Colorado's finest. Very nice there for the happy couples. And also in other news, Jacob Rapini, we're just going through the rest of the news of the day, posts in an obituary-style post regarding his breakup with Jill. This wasn't worth a full story, but I figured I'd mention it here as I watch the World Cup. I'm watching the World Cup right now before we pack to go back to L.A. The U.S. is down 2-0 to the Netherlands, so most likely they're not going to come back. Jacob says, you were the right person at the wrong time. You gave 100% while I gave 80. You pushed me to look for quality work, change my schedule, and focus on my family instead of hollow relationships. You asked for better communication while I was lacking. You showed up when I didn't. True trust was lost. Yes, distance was a big factor for me. Being 2,000 miles away comes with its share of challenges, but that wasn't the main reason, blah, blah, blah. But it isn't about the big moments. It's about the little things, blah, blah, blah. You deserve to be loved. Right now, I deserve to be alone. Jill, good luck on your journey, angel. Very emo, but we like it. Very nice. And in other news here, BachelorNation.scoop reported that Gabby and Eric have unfollowed each other. And not just that, Gabby also deleted her photos. So that relationship is as dead as every other relationship out there. Let's finish it up with a hot take by Morgan P. Talks, our good friend, that Morgan girl over here. Let's see what she had to say regarding Johnny DiFilippo.
Situation, but I want to start with this situation. Victoria and Johnny should have never been engaged to begin with.
True.
And I'm really confused because Victoria said she didn't know that Johnny didn't want to be engaged. We all knew. He said it multiple times. Also, why is Johnny going on a season of The Bachelorette and then Bachelor in Paradise right after if he knows he's not ready to be engaged? He said it multiple times.
We gotta tell people, when someone says they're not ready, it's not that they're not ready, it's that they're not ready with you. So he could have just not liked, Gabby as much. It's kind of a tough, but I get the point.
We used to call that here for the wrong reasons, and he's getting no heat about it. As far as these two, Victoria definitely was going into Paradise hoping that Greg was going to be there. Even on the interview with Nick, she said after Paradise she had to call Greg to clear the air. No, you don't. No,
true.
you don't.
Very true.
If there was nothing going on there at all, no air needs to be cleared. That said, I think these two are a better match together. Now let's move on.
Yeah, that's true. They are a better match together, but it's a great point by Morgan P. Talks that nobody needs to, call somebody else. Well, we're going to see each other in similar circles. It's like, well, shoot them a text message like the rest of us. All right, let me know what you guys think. That's it from me. I've got a flight to catch. We enjoyed our time on the East Coast, but as long travels go, no, thank you. Housekeeping's coming. All right, folks, well, that's it for me. We'll talk to you. We are live here from the hotel. We talk to you guys later. Bye, everybody.